on the ground here like this. If it's not the strong headlock, we put the frame in place first here like this, grab the wrist, and then we shrimp back, we use the leg scissor, and then we grip brakes on the first one, and then we do the leg scissor choke, right? But on the strong one, like I try that, and I get here, and it's not really quite working for me, right? Or maybe I even get the leg around, and he's not breaking the grip. So I use that to like create the momentum for me to sit up here, right? I want to start with the hands behind here, like this is going to so I can see. The hands start behind first with my butt down and back, so you can't like flip me right over, you'd have to pull my head off, right? This hand comes in front when I feel like it's safe. And then I want this hand to be here. This is a detail that I think is important to have in there. I'm gonna turn my spine a little more in line with his spine before I try to step over, so I don't have to be quite as flexible. And I don't think about stepping over his leg, I think about stepping in front of my hand here, this way. And then I can even use my hand to pull my foot back if I need to. Right? Then I'm gonna slide up high this way here, hopefully not on his hair. And then frame, push the direction of his spine so I don't lose my balance at the end of the extension. Okay? So, strong headlock. That's one.
So when would you do this instead of just climbing up the back?
Instead of just climbing up the back, then it depends. I mean, if you've already like tried to commit to the first headlock with the frame, and you get there and you hit that leg and it's not going anywhere, a lot of times that will generate the momentum to create this one. So you don't have to switch gears completely and go to that climbing one, right? The Miley Cyrus escape. So if he's got a big wide base and his head is down though, and I can't get the frame in, that's more of an indication for me to try that climbing escape. Right?
They'll never do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
After you named it, they'll never do it anymore.
It's all about the climbing. All right. I mean, there's always going to be another mountain. You're always going to want to make it move. It's always going to be an uphill battle. You know? Sometimes you're going to have to lose. Okay, so what's next? What's next? I haven't slept in like 6 days, guys. Come on.
All I got in my head is Hannah Montana. That's all.
Yeah.
I think today's class is done.
I've got like 4 moves named after something having to do with Miley Cyrus or Hannah Montana. There's the wrecking ball guard pass. There's the climb, headlock escape. So come on, get me back on track, guys. What else? One more thing. One more question. So whenever we get here, make sure, guys, that whenever we're doing elbow escape, I'm framing my form across here like this. Elbow escape is for low and wide posture, not high and tight. So whenever I get here, I'm going across the hips. I get up on my side, so the knee, hip, and shoulder are all off the ground here. This foot here that's posted is going to be in between his feet. I don't want him grapevine. This elbow starts at the space inside the thigh. My kneecap goes to about the space by his ankle. And so that's where I go here like this. I go up in between. Once this one comes out, if at all possible, I trap here like this. I turn onto the sides and make the immediate frames here this way. Okay? This has got a lot of purposes too. Mostly it's making space and keeping me safe from him smashing me, right? Whenever I feel like I can, I switch this one down here, get my knee out and clear this way, right? At that point here, if he wants to smash, my arm is already underneath his arm, so I like to come here, gable grip the 2 hands to open that space nice and wide. This leg comes up so that it allows my hip to escape out the other way, and then we clear here this way, okay? So, yeah, I know, we got a nice little arm bar attack there, nice little sweep it over under this way, right? So go over under, and just pummel back and forth this way. I want to make sure that whichever side I'm underhooking on, that foot's forward at the same time. Okay? This way, chest to chest. Okay, this way. After a few of these, right, we won't have to like go through and practice pummeling for a long time. Everybody should be able to pummel now. So I'm gonna go here, switch this way, and then on this one, look at where my hand goes. Rather than this one swimming in for my underhook whenever we go to switch, I'm just gonna go to the web. And so he swims for his underhook here, but I push this elbow away. As I do that, I want my head here into his neck like this. Not like looking down, but also not like my face against his neck, but my forehead kind of right here on the hairline. So like once we get here, we're gonna go for like different contingencies on this one, and tonight we're only gonna go branch up and branch down. Okay? We could go branch up straight and branch down, just like in the self-defense curriculum, right? Off with a shoulder grab. But once we get here like this, first he's branch up this way, right? So I'm gonna step, I'm gonna do a replacement step, right? So this foot's forward right now. I'm gonna step 1 here like this. As I step back, this one pinches nice and tight to my body here like this. This one comes back and grabs underneath my wrist, and then I punch up this way, okay? This is not a Like, do you give up, sir? Like, submission control point, like pain compliance thing. This is a wrench. Hopefully I like rip his arm off and then beat him, right? So we go here, happens all the time. Like this. After a few of these, that. Okay? So I'm not swimming from my underhook, and instead this time I go here to the web of the arm. I get my forehead in position this way here. When I go to do my replacement step, I suck this arm up and back nice and tight. Step 1, 2. Once this one comes off, I come back and grab my wrist here like this. Then I can stand more up beside him. I don't have to have my head in that place any longer. And then I pull up this way. We'll just go to the tap right now, but just keep in mind that this is a, okay? Just make sense? Just make sure that go slow, because you have to feel when it's the appropriate time to, instead of swimming for that underhook, to go just to the web and push that elbow away. So the problem that happens though is like if we get here and like Corbin starts that on me here, I feel that, then if I straighten my arm, like if I want to get my arm out, I'm probably not going to do it like this, right? It's probably not going to be as effective. I need to like turn and pull my arm this way. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but that's the angle that it needs to happen from, right? Because I need to get that out if I want to really get that arm out. So it passes through from branch up to straight, and then to branch down eventually, so I can kind of limp on my way out of it. We have answers for all 3 levels, but we're just going to go straight to the branch down right now. And what I want to look at from branch down is like, if I wind up getting to this position here like this, right? So we swim, we pommel, swing, right? Once we get here, and I have this overhook on this side, which is the side that we're going to, right? If he was branched up, we do what we just did, but he's branched down now, yes. And we wind up in this kind of do-si-do position like this. Actually, reverse do-si-do. If we were going to actual do-si-do, it'd be like that. We don't have to demonstrate that, but we'd get here like this, right? So I'm like this. At this point here, because he wants that arm to come out, that's fine as long as it comes out on my terms. So at here, I want to reach through and pull this across, right? So you see what happens. So I wind up with my control in this arm here, 2 on 1 like this, okay? So we're here, right? Swim. I get this one pushed away. I have the overhook on this side. Once I feel that arm go branch down, this hand comes off the elbow into his wrist, and then I have this. Okay? Okay, so we have this 2 on 1. Okay? Does this make sense? Here. This one's ready to receive it on the way through. Okay? You guys can do that? Any questions? No? All right, let's try to get across just to get to that 2 on 1. Right? So, here, like I'm not thinking I'm just gonna go straight into an arm lock off of here. Because I mean that's kind of like submission before position. Right? Just because it's standing, it's harder to see that. I don't want to necessarily put all my eggs in that basket. It's a good option, but your options have to be prioritized. And you have to think about the order of operation and which your options are going to like transpire. And if I put all my eggs in that basket, it might not be one that allows me a good backup plan off of it. You know what I mean? There might be other ones that allow better backup plans, and then that one comes later in the series maybe. So when we get to this position here, right, I want shoulder pressure here. I want to have this 2 on 1 control like this, but I want to make him kind of carry my weight this way. And then based on his response will determine the appropriate action for me to take, right? I want to feel though. I don't want to assume. So we get here this way. And based on his energy, I can do different things. The one I want to deal with tonight, the one that's kind of frustrating whenever you get here, because if I can break his posture, I can come in and trip, I can switch into single leg, double leg, and just all kinds of crazy cool stuff, right? But the one that's frustrating to me sometimes is like him just kind of like, I can't break his posture very well, and he's like kind of pulling his arm up because he's like 6'12", and I'm having trouble like breaking him down this way here. So like when we get here this way, I'm just gonna like pass this arm by, because for him to try to pull his arm out this way here, it allows me a pretty easy pass here. You see what I mean? So I'm just going here this way and pass. If I can, whenever I get here, this is good, right? I feel like this is better. This is not bad. This is pretty good. This is all right. I think that's my grading scale for this. So once we get to this position though, I'm gonna run him forward now. Because like he's felt me drive this way, so he's acclimating to this direction. If I turn the corner here though, now he has acclimated to that direction quite as well. See what I mean? Next thing here, which way am I facing? I'm facing this way, right? I want to switch that. So I'm going to go from here to there. Here. Now when I go to switch like that, I want to step, this knee's coming down, and just like put it down. Okay. So, what did I just do? We go here, like this. I get to this 2-on-1 control. Give me my arm back. Here. See what I did? This one I feel like is better with the thumb. It just hurts. So I'm gonna do it. This one's better with a monkey grip. Okay. So here I'm gonna drive into him this way. Turn 1, 2, this way. As this one steps back around, it goes to the knee, and this one goes out. Don't worry about snapping your leg. Here. You got another one. No, it's really a difficult angle to like put any pressure. You're not gonna put pressure on your knee like this. Unless you're scared that you might do it and you hesitate, then you might actually put pressure on your knee. So just don't be scared. Yeah. Okay. Just makes sense. I'll let you know. Invisible partner style, sure. So I get here, I got the 2-on-1, I'm driving, he's pulling up, I'm passing the arm through to get to that far side 2-on-1, for that kind of body ride thing. I'm facing this direction, push, drive, switch, 1, 2, 3. Questions? Got it? Okay, be careful, 1, 2, 3.